This one was interesting. How Spencer Haywood missed out on over $2 billion. What? Man. Amazing.
Like in winning time.
Comes to us courtesy of Kevin Garnett.
They said that Magic was the first to be offered the contract. It was actually Spencer Haywood. Spencer Haywood was offered the very first signature shoe with Nike. And I think the story goes that they didn't have enough money to be able to pay you, so they wanted to pay you in stock. And in today's stock,
wow,
it would have been equivalent to
$2.1 billion.
Woo. And the agent, and if I can quote your agent, said, I can't get paid in stock, so we're going to take the money.
You're going to take the money.
And that was what you did, because you didn't understand stock, and you wasn't.
Can you imagine being in that position where you've got to make that split decision and you got somebody that you trust as your agent telling you that we can't do that? I can't get paid in stock? That is not the right answer. I'm just going to tell you.
Wasn't financially savvy to understand the difference.
This is 1973. And the joke was, that shoe is never going to make it.
And that's a shoe for a runner. People not equating that one of the things you do in basketball.
$2.1 billion.
Sheesh. Man, can you imagine having the opportunity to Spencer at his age now, having $2.1 billion. 2.1. Crazy. Yeah, man. That face says it all right there. He's like, yeah. Shout out to Nike. Y'all should sponsor me, man. I got Nike on right now.
People not equating that one of the things you do in basketball is a lot of people don't notice. You're going to run, bro. You're going to run.
And the first time that I wore the shoe, the players were walking up behind me while I'm playing and popped the shoe off.
Stepping on the back of your shoe.
The back of the shoe, and the shoe would pop off. So I was so discouraged by my shoe that I was like, okay. And then this guy that was doing the negotiation.
Man, all these things are compounding on him, being teased by his teammates. Man, that should just show y'all. Never let your peers talk you out of something that can make you $2 billion. Oh, that running shoe, ain't nobody gonna wear that. Like, what? Get out of here. No. Stay on your path. Focus. Don't let it. Your best friend, your girlfriend, your mama, don't let nobody steer you off your path, because it happens. It happens a lot.
So I was so discouraged by my shoe that I was like, okay. And then this guy that was doing the negotiation, he was like, I was giving him some play, a young bro, who was like, I want to get into the business. And I was like, okay, do this contract, man. No, I got to go play. I was on the road, and I had the power of attorney. He said, I can't pay my rent. I got all these things. We need to cash this in. We need to cash the stock in so I can pay my rent, so I can live a little bit. This shoe ain't gonna never make it. You'll get a contract with Adidas next year.
Wow.
So I said, hey, do what you gotta do.
Hey, wow.
And to this day, when I see Phil Knight, he always look at me like, and so I was on the road, and I hate.
Man. Sheesh. Ooh, that hurts. Now, see, this is the difference here, is that Magic was also in the conversation, but he wasn't offered first. Spencer here was actually the first to get offered the contract with Nike and actually received the stock. Oh, so he had what Magic talks about in his interviews when Magic's like, yeah, I had a chance to be with Nike and, be one of the first signees. Spencer actually went through with the deal and had his homie, who was a young guy who wanted to give a chance to, told him he needed to pay his rent. I can't eat with this stock. I don't know about this little Nike stock. Early 1973 preferred Nike stock. Oh my gosh. What would y'all do in that situation? Would you go strangle somebody? I'm thinking about it. I'm just like, because even by 85, right? So that's 12 years. If you had it for 12 years, you would have gotten to the Jordans and you would have seen the potential. Not to mention 2023. 2023, this guy, Spencer Haywood, could be a billionaire 2 times over. Come on now. If he just stayed put, because he was already in the situation. He already had the stock holdings. The position was set. He said, Phil Knight looking at him like, man, what could have been? Well, I'm glad he's able to talk about it, and be, civil about it. Here, you could hear Kevin Garnett was like, he's sick about it. Even to bring it up on this conversation, he's got the Hall of Fame shirt on. So let me see, was Spencer inducted into the Hall of Fame? Yes, he's inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame in 2015. So, I guess things worked out, but have the distinction of being, he's 74 years old now, looking back on this, had a decent 69 to 83 career. Like, yeah, that's huge. That's amazing. And so, I guess everything works out. But what if he just made this decision instead of that decision? If he had been like, hey man, don't sell my stock. That's the only thing I got out of this running shoe company. It's the only thing I got. If he had been more firm in his convictions. So I've been through situations like that in my career where I could have made one decision and I ended up making another based on some advice that I had gotten. Like early out in my acting career, I had come out to Los Angeles, and before I was even done with my obligations in New York doing a play, I was asked to be with this management company that had some really talented actors on their roster, really successful, talented actors on their roster. And so, they were interested in me. They said, you're the next Will Smith. They said, you're the next Will Smith. And at the time, that was a really, really good thing. Like, all this stuff, this recent stuff aside. Yeah, and I said, I got to go back and finish this play. I went back to New York, finished up the play, and I was still getting calls from my agent because I had already signed with the agent out here. But the management company, I was like, hey, I'm not going to be able to do anything, especially back then. Like, managers weren't a huge thing, but, it was cool to have one, but you didn't necessarily need one. But man, that management company, by the time I got back to Los Angeles, which really wasn't that, it was a couple months later because I kept getting called, I kept getting bugged to come out here so I could start this TV side, this film side career. And I came back, and literally the woman that wanted to sign me, that thought I was the next Will Smith, that believed in me, she had been let go of the company. She left the company. So I come back like, hey, I'm ready, guys. They were like, who did you talk to? So yeah, it happens. We have moments like this. Thank God it wasn't to the tune of $2.1 billion. Shout out to you, Mr. Spencer Haywood. Man, that's heartbreaking. But, what I learned from my moment is that if I had the opportunity to do it once, I can definitely do it again. One opportunity does not stop your story. You have to keep putting one foot in front of the other and finding the opportunities that will take you to your ultimate destination. Anyway, let me know what you think about it in the comments. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification for all uploads. Please go into the settings of your YouTube app and move your notifications on so that you get alerted every time I upload a new video or go live. I might go live at some point. Who knows? This is Faucette Media. Oof, man, $2.1 billion. Well,